As a mother and a leader, and as a Kenyan, my heart goes out to the families and friends of these victims. This loss is immeasurable, and their pain is our pain. While we mourn, we must also mobilize. These incidents are a stark reminder of the dark side of our technology and the urgent need for us to adapt our safety measures and legal frameworks into this evolving digital landscape. It is a call to action. The government, the law enforcement, and the tech community, and every user in social media. And some of the solutions that we suggest and we have agreed and have promised the President's advisor on women's rights to deal with. And I'm happy that my colleague Senator Muma is here with me, because we shall be championing some changes within the laws in Parliament. One, we have to strengthen law enforcement capacities. We must empower our law enforcement agencies with the necessary resources and training to effectively combat this new form of digital crime. This includes investing in cybercrime units and enhancing our investment capacities. Secondly, we also need to make changes in our legislation and policy. I will advocate for the speedy development and implementation of robust policies and laws that specifically address crimes originating from digital platforms. And I've had a new word today from Harriet Chagai, Honorable Harriet Chagai, which is said technology facilitated gender-based violence. Yes. So our legal systems must be equipped to deal with these new crimes that are perpetrated through technology. And thirdly, we also need to increase our public awareness. We need a national campaign to educate our citizens, especially our youth, about safe use of social media. Awareness is also our first line of defense, knowing the risks and how to navigate them crucially. Four, we also need to collaborate with technology companies. There must be concerted efforts to work with social media platforms and online service providers like Airbnb to enhance safety features and reporting mechanisms, because their cooperation is vital and it is important. Thank you.
First, to thank the media for turning up for this very important presser, and to thank Waziri Chigai for thinking on this issue to bring us together. I would want also to send my sincere condolences to the families that have lost their daughters in this gruesome manner. And I would want just to add on what both Waziri and Madam Speaker have said, that when it comes to matters murder, nobody should celebrate. Nobody should even try to justify why another human being should die. And we want to ask that as you cover this issue, we request that you don't bring the line that tries to suggest that a murder could be justified in whatever case. So we want to ask that the country mourns in unison. We also want to ask those who are saying that we are not speaking about men who are murdered, that this is not a competition. We cannot compete on murders. We will equally come out and condemn those who kill any of our young men. And those of you who are on social media will affirm that every other day you get a picture of a child who is missing. And these children are boys and girls. You'll get a person is missing. A child was going from school or going home after they've closed, and you'll find that somebody is missing. After a few days, they are found dead. We need to come together and condemn these acts instead of making them look like it's a competition between men and women. I would want to urge that the national government beefs up the national security at all levels. I want to urge that the county governments and national governments should cooperate on the issue of security. Security is a national government mandate, but I believe if we collaborate at both levels, we will be able to deal with these issues. I want also to ask that we further investigate beyond the technology-facilitated crimes. We need to look at the issues of organ trafficking, body part trafficking, that may very well be part of the incentive to try and lure boys and girls and get parts from them. We need to invest in the criminal justice system to ensure that they are alert and they are able to move with the times in order to protect the population of this country. I'm also asking that the country addresses the issues of poverty so that we can reduce levels of vulnerability that are being justified as ways of bringing around these murders. So I want to ask that all of us as a country on this issue walk in the same lane, walk in the same direction, and work together with all institutions, the DCI, the DPP, the judiciary, parliament, to do what it takes to put in place the policies, the laws, the regulations, and the vigilance necessary for us to protect each and every person. Finally, I want to ask that as we have emergent ways, different ways of dealing with business, that the Airbnb business be further regulated to ensure that the government is aware of anybody who is running Airbnb businesses, and they are given regulations that can ensure that we would be able to trace or to provide security within these facilities. I want to support all the women who have come. I want to ask that we don't end with this press statement, but we support every effort in government, in civil society that is there to deal with this issue. I thank you.
Protocols observed. I'm Dr. Damaris Maweu, a director KEMRI, the Kenya Medical Research Institute, whereby we do research on the drugs, which has really contributed to this menace, whereby these people who are killing our girls, they are using drugs, whereby publicly the name is Mchele. Mchele, those are drugs which are dangerous drugs in the policies and in the Act of Pharmacy and Poisons Board, whereby they are called Dangerous Drug Act. And for that case, we are really working hand in hand with Pharmacy and Poisons Board as KEMRI as an institution, whereby it's supposed to put rampant measures to pharmacies, whereby they should not give out those drugs. They are called narcotic drugs. They are not supposed to be sold any out to the public, whereby when these people are really engaging into alcohol, chewing of mirrors, that's where they are really making these incidences so familiar. So it is sad that the young women are losing lives in this ocean of intimate partner violence. Today I would like to base my argument on drug and substance abuse and use in escalating cases of intimate partner violence. Violence against women by intimate partners can occur for various reasons, and drug use can be one of the contributing factors. Substance abuse, including drug addiction, can lead to increased aggression, impaired judgment, and altered behavior, which may escalate the risk of violence within intimate relationship. However, it is important to note that not all individuals who use these drugs become violent towards their partners, and not all cases of violence against women involved in drug abuse. So, drug use can affect individuals differently, and the relationship between substance abuse and violence is complex. While drugs can potentially increase the likelihood of violent behavior, it is crucial, therefore, to recognize that violence is as a result of multiple factors, including social, cultural, psychological, and individual characteristics. It is important to address both substance abuse and violence against women as separate issues, as they require different interventions. Substance abuse treatment programs should focus on helping individuals to overcome addiction and develop healthier coping mechanisms simultaneously, efforts, and prevent and respond to this violence against women, which should include awareness, campaigns, education, legal protection, and support services for survivors. Overall, while drug use can be a contributing factor to violence against women by intimate partners, it's essential to approach the issue holistically, considering the multiple factors involved and addressing both substance abuse and violence prevention. So we really urge the public and the social media, as my former, we also advocating for women with disability, whereby most of these men are really taking advantage of women with disabilities. So please, we urge the public to really create awareness, courtesy of our CS in that docket. I know she'll do marvelous things. Thank you so much.
I bring you felicitations from women with disabilities of this country, and we want to say that we are in solidarity and in support of what the Office of the Advisor to the President on women's rights in this country is doing. As you are all aware, these issues of femicide or men killing women is something that is huge in this country. And women with disabilities, where they live, are actually bearing the brunt. So we are in support of what the office is doing, and on behalf of women with disabilities in this country. You know, women with disabilities, when it is sexual and gender-based violence, it is usually never reported. Members of the press, we want to urge you, on behalf also of women with disabilities of this country, through Honorable Harriet's office, to really highlight the issues, the violence that women with disabilities and girls with disabilities in this country are going through. It is often the case that when it is issues to do with the women with disabilities, it is family that decide to settle out of court. And we want to ask Honorable Harriet that even as you move towards counties to listen to women, we will be there. We will be there in our full numbers as women with disabilities of this country to support you and to help you achieve what you have to achieve. We are also trying to say that here, on behalf of women with disabilities also, that we try and see how members of Parliament, Honorable Speaker here, can support and fund the office of the advisor on rights, so that we are able to actually bring these issues to the fore.
More radio, 88.2 FM. We are in charge.